I welcome you all to this next session of Open Subject 1, that is Google Classroom and Google Suite we are discussing. We shall be starting with the session in no time. Let me share the screen with you. Okay, I welcome you all to this next session of our Google Classroom, Google Suite. Before starting with the session, let me give some instruction and announcement, shared announcement with you. With respect to the university examination has been shared on your Google Classroom and WhatsApp group also. There have been schedule declared by the university that they are going to conduct the university exam of MCA 1 semester 1 at the May end, point 1. It is not related to the any other examination like MCA 2, MCA 3. They will be as scheduled in the month of April. For MCA1, SEM1 with the new syllabus, they will be only conducted at the May end. Before that, you are going to face your mini project and practical vivas. And by the next week, we are starting with our internal concurrent head number 1, concurrent evaluation number 1. That's a multiple choice question. You all should be there as per the schedule timetable. We are going to conduct the for with respect to the my subject, that is data structure and algorithm. We are going to conduct the internal concurrent up to the chapter of binary tree. That's the single linked list, double linked list, stack, queues, and tree and binary tree. That will be the syllabus for the first concurrent evaluation number 1. So it will be a multiple choice question based. I have already shared some of the question bank with you at the Google Classroom. You are requested to please go through that question banks so that you will be able to get idea of that. We are for data structure and algorithm. We are conducting our MCQ using a software or a web portal called TESMOZ, TESTMOZ. You can also go through that TESMOZ web portal. I will be sharing the credential to log into the TESMOZ on a day of examination. On a day of examination through the Google Classroom, Okay, means you have to be on the Google Classroom at the scheduled time and date, and before 10 minutes before that all will be shared, and that using that shared credentials, that is a passport will be there. You have to appear for examination, and then next 1 hour will be given to you to go for that MCQ attempt. Okay, that 1 hour will be given to you to go for the MCQ attempt. MCQ examination being it's of the way of you can say the objective. It will be a shuffle type, means for everybody there will be the separate, or you can say the uh, new or not similar question paper will be there. Okay, so please take care, and accordingly your evaluation for concurrent evaluation number 1 will be there. That is with respect to the data structure and algorithm. You can share this information with all other those who are not attending the lecture regularly. But if you are not, I am also sharing this information on your WhatsApp group and Google Classroom. Secondly, with respect to the Google, that's a open subject 1. We are going to have that examination based on the whatever the study material has been shared with you, whatever the study material has been shared with you through the Google Classroom. That is the our open subject 1 examination. Okay, now with this brief, I'm starting with the session. Let me share the screen with you. We have already discussed all the that Google Classroom controls or apps at our physical sessions, and at the last open online session also. I hope the screen is visible to you. In case of any problem, please let me know through the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and have a talk. Do not carry with the problem persisting. Okay, now this is something with respect to the Google Suite. Now we are discussing that with respect to the education we will discuss in this session, and at the end of 10 minutes we are going to discuss the one more technology solution idea that what can be done. Okay, I'm again and again discussing that solution ideas with you. Please, जिन्होंने ये लिखने की accountability ली है, please get it written and we are going to submit it to our director ma'am afterwards. Okay. Now Google Classroom or Google Suite is nothing but a bunch of application apps provided by the Google itself, and they are under the one roof. Like by entering only login with your Google account or Gmail account, you are able to go through or you are able to access all that points which are there under the Google Classroom. Okay, or which are whatever the apps there under the Google Classroom. Many of that apps are readily or free of cost available for the purpose of your educational or academic purpose. But if there is you wish to use the for the commercial purpose, then you may need to pay for that. That is the thing. That are the what we can do. We can connect with the people using like the Google Meet, Gmail, and Gmeet, Google Meet like apps. Then create, and then we can access the data by using Google Drive or Cloud. Google Cloud is also there, and we can control also. Okay, that's how we can. These are the operation which we can do using the Google Suite. Then these are some of the features app. That is a calendar app is there. Google Calendar makes it easy for everyone to schedule the meetings and event and get connectivity or activity reminder at like our mobile calendar. It's a Google Calendar. We can synchronize that all Google Calendar, all the events on the calendar, so that we will get an alert and reminder even after completion of that activity. That might be any event. Then we can update that Google Calendar that activity has been complied. That's a Google Calendar control. We can actually we are also using that for the purpose of your schedule timetable and all that thing. We faculties are using the Google Calendar only. Then feature apps like Chat and Meet are there. Hangouts are there. Chat means Google Chat is also there. Then Google Meet. Many of your means only I think some of us are taking Zoom, but many of your lectures, even industry, somewhat like whatever activities we are conducting on every Saturday, they are being conducted on the Google or using the Google Meet only. That is the for with respect to the Google Hangout and all that point. Then Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets are there. Google Docs are as good as our MS Word processing or MS Word application, Microsoft Word. But the only thing they have been stored online. So, and it is that interface is provided by the Google, and that's why it is called as the Google Docs. The same is true with the Google Slide, where it is same as that of the PowerPoint slide, MS Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, but under the Google, they are called as the Google Slides, and Google Sheets like the Excel sheets are there, where you can do the analysis of data, you can do the statistical operation, mathematical operation online, and you can share. Okay, that is a major point. You can readily share all these docs, slides, and sheets with anybody else who you wish to share with. And again, while sharing, you can assign or you can restrict the access mechanism also. That is nothing but the sharing. That's suppose we are sharing with respect to the you wish to give only the read-only access, then you are able to give the read-only access. With the editor access, it is also possible. With the contributor access, where the person will only contribute, he will not able to update anything. That kind of access is also possible. And such a privilege assignment can be done for the purpose using the Google Slides, Docs, and Sheets. These are very useful apps. Remember, if you are using every Google Suite application, that is app, up to its efficiency, up to the optimum level, there is no need for any ERP for any kind of business. Okay, there is no need of any kind of ERP, a special ERP. Okay, those who are the SSI, middle scale companies, or even like shops, or even some proprietorship organizations are there, like doctors, chartered accountants, or builders office are there. Then there is no need of the any ERP. If you are using this Google Active, whatever apps are there, along with the Microsoft Office and a genuine operating system, licensed operating system, then there is no need of any special ERP for you. Okay, because you are getting email communication free of the cost out of that. Then you are getting all the storage with respect to the access mechanism free of cost. Of course, there are some might be with respect to the commercial app, you have to pay for some money. You might have to pay some charges, but there is no need. Like if suppose for the ERP, you are having the, you have to pay the suppose 1 lakh rupees, then by paying only the 10,000 rupees, it is able for you to get all such things automated. Okay, that's why it is very essential that we should learn and we should aware the people about the Google apps or G Suite like application. Now these are the access application through which we can access the number of, or we can communicate with the resources like Drive and Cloud Search. Where in Drive, all of us know that Google Drives are there. Google Drive, you can get up to the 30 GB space free of cost. You can store every document online and you can access them. Even you can search using the cloud search, means there is another access app, that is a cloud. Google Cloud is also there, and using that Google Cloud, it is obvious you can pay or you can search the any document that is there. Students, please mark your attendance. Those who have not get marked with your attendance, please mark your attendance. Do not forget to mark your attendance at the beginning and again at the end of lecture. Okay, because many times due to the some technical hitch, your attendance may not get recorded at the chat box. That's why it is a kind request to all of you to please mark your attendance at least twice, at the beginning of session and at the end of session, so that your attendance will be 100% mark. Okay, that is something. Even we can have the Google sites also. Okay, means if you are not able to pay for the website, actually nowadays websites are coming at very lesser cost. You can avail the domain name service or web space at the very lesser cost, as much as the suppose 1000 rupees per annum. But if also you don't have to invest in such amount, then you can go for the Google site, which is free of cost. Okay, but the only thing, it is not publicly available domain. You have to provide that domain to your client, your whatever subscribers are there, and by typing or entering that domain, then only they are able to access that Google site. Okay, it is not readily available to access. That is the Google site for you. That is something with respect to the Google, or you can say the G Suite for the education. Now we will see the one more. Let me stop this share. We will go through the one more document that will give you the more idea regarding the Google Suite. Let me share that with you. Yes, now we will go through the some of the guidelines for the Google. I hope the screen is shared with you. You're able to see the screen. That is the G Suite guidelines. I also shared all the document at our Google Classroom. You're requested to please go through all the such a document. Now, who do we use the G Suite? Okay, information technology, like some of the ELSA word, it is under the guidelines for the G Suite. Then these are the some of the users and admins we can create under the G Suite. You can have the Google groups, you can have the security settings, admin role can be specified. We can also create some user under that group. Google group concept is very, you can say by the 2005 onward, that group is there, group concept is there, and we can use Google group very efficiently. For the admin, there are the login facilities are there. I will go through fast. Then that using that admin Google console, admin console, he can log in and he can manage the user. He can have the number of users, icons can be there like this, and he can add or update any user's privilege. Google admin has that possibility, that privilege assigned, that he can add and update the Google. He can create with the new user also by entering his or her primary email address and whatever. As like जैसे आपको अभी you have got your own email ID @munjainstitute.com. We are following the same procedure to create your own yours email ID. Okay, that is under the G Suite email ID. And remember, as like at the last section, some of the last section I also shared with you that this email ID is with you forever. Okay, not only for the MCA course, you can utilize it after the MCA course completion also as the alumnus of this institute. you do use this email ID very efficiently. You can access any kind of Google service free of cost. Remember, free of cost, for which you might have to pay for it if you are using @gmail.com. That service is free of cost available to you by using @munjainstitute.com email ID. So please take use of all such email IDs and apps very efficiently and get through aware yourself regarding that app. Okay, that is something with respect to the Google Class how to. Then we have also discussed it that the Gmail is one of the application. Then Google Drive, we have discussed that Google Drive again. Google Docs, Sheets and Slide, Google Form. This is a one more new concept, Google Form. Now, whatever your MCQ based on next exam will be there, it will be using the Google Form only. Okay, for what is the basic use of Google Form? That if you supposed to gather any information like the survey you are conducting or like the MCQ exam we are conducting from the next week onward, you can use the Google Form very efficiently. It can be configured with your email ID, and you can give the access time bound also, means for the only 1 hour that link will be activated. Okay, remember, for the only 1 hour that link will be activated, so that you have to give that Google MCQ exam within that 1 hour also, within in the that 1 hour only. Okay, after 1 week 1 hour that link will get automatically disabled. Okay, that's why it is essential for you to attempt that exam in that 1 hour only. Okay, you can automatically set schedule activation and schedule deactivation of the Google Forms, and Google Form is very useful, and it has been very extensively used by the all fields and domains of the user. Like it is by the industry people are also using, academic people, so of course we are using it, but the industry people like the surveyors nowadays are using Google Forms very efficiently, because that gives them very flexibility and efficiency, and moreover the correct result. Okay, if you are setting that Google Form with the some type of data types कि कौन सा alphanumeric input वहां पे चाहिए, numeric चाहिए, you can set the mandatory input also. Unless and until that input is there, your Google Form will not proceed. That's also you can do, and accordingly, that is the Google Form app for you. It is very useful app. That the next is the Google site. We have discussed what you mean by the Google site. It's the simplest way of creating and editing any website. It does not necessarily require any special skill or knowledge. That is the most important. Okay, you can configure and synchronize the all Google apps on your Google site. You can configure your Google Sheets, spreadsheets, or Google calendars on your app you on the Google site. Then the Google Calendar, that's what we have discussed, that the Google Hangout, it is for the communication purpose. Nowadays, it is also called as a G Meet, Google Meet. It is video. आप वहाँ पे अभी due to the pandemic situation, they have removed this particular restriction of 25 participants for purpose of academic use. That is under the G Suite only participant can share their screen. They can automatically focus on a person who is speaking. As like in the Zoom also we can do it. Zoom is the advanced version of Google Meet only. Using intelligent muting, we can use the custom status messages also. Then Google Plus service is also there for the social networking services, as like your what we can say the WhatsApp or Instagram is there. The Google Plus is also one of the social media services provided by the Google itself, and that all services are available to the regular user managed by the administrator. Google Groups are also there. Remember, Google Group is a very useful concept. अगर आप में से जो भी IT कंपनीज में या MNC कंपनीज में काम करे, they might have knew that they have been using that group concept. Might not be a Google group, but group concept technically very efficiently and up to the optimal use, and it is being used for the purpose of getting communicated rightly at the right time with the right person. That is the most important parameter, or you can say the characteristics of the Google group. Then communicate, that are the some of the basic characteristic properties like communication, then managing access, searching, then creating forums. You can create the forum on the Google groups, adding members outside of the organization to the Google group. You can add the member outside of the organization using Google group. Means like yours is the @munjainstitute.com. If suppose you are using @gmail.com, then you have to add your we have to add your email ID on that Munjai Institute server. Unless until that is added, you will not able to access the group of that Munjai Institute. That's why we are always insisting to use the authorized email ID provided by the Munjai Institute while interacting with the Munjai Institute for any purpose. That is the technical reason behind that. Then creating group and choosing the group setting that can be done by the admin. Make your group as an email list or the web forum, that is also possible. Means while you are like it will be like a broadcast listing. Okay, जैसे हम WhatsApp पे broadcast करते हैं, वो broadcast का एक group बनाते हैं, so it is like a for under whatever the numbers are there under that broadcast, they will get by all the notification automatically once you are posting that notification or forwarding that whatever the content is there on that WhatsApp list or group broadcast. Okay, using Google Group is also the similar way you can use the web forum or email list. That is with something with respect to the Google Groups, inviting groups to the people to the groups. Then these are some of the operations what we can provide on the Google Group. I'm going to share all this on your Google G Suite. Then transition to the Gmail. You can configure all such a apps with your Gmail account. Okay, by using Gmail account, you can access such apps. By using Gmail account, you can transfer. You can have the transition or configuration possible to that apps. Okay, as like the calendar. अगर आपको calendar में कोई event आपने वहाँ पे set करके रखा, then you can have that alert getting on your Gmail account. Okay, that is the way of having that Google account or Google apps or G Suite is very useful for your day-to-day life also. Okay, remember technology is for the purpose of getting your work done. It is not the uh, you can say the final outcome. Okay, you have to define your work, and for that work you have to use your technology like Google Classroom, G Suite, or even Microsoft Office, or even any other ERP software very efficiently. अगर आपके पास आपका वर्क, remember there is the one word by the Microsoft founder Bill Gates, one sentence that he says that the automation applied to the efficiency will maximize the efficiency and vice versa. What do you mean by vice versa? That if we are applying automation, that is a technology tools, to any kind of inefficiency, then it will also magnifies the inefficiency. That's why the very first, basically, you should be the efficient one, effective one. You should be able to have your own work in a nutshell ready. Then you can apply the your technology or tools or any kind of automation for that purpose. Okay, then you can use that tools. लेकिन अगर आप ही खुद को मालूम नहीं एज अ यूजर एज अ डेवलपर ऑफ दिस सिस्टम that what you wish to comply with, then by applying just the you can say any sort of technology will not work. Okay, that's why it is your duty as a user or developer of system that you should be ready with the outcome in the mind, with the outcome in the mind. Remember, अगर आपका प्रोग्राम आपके ब्रेन में अच्छा करेक्ट आउटकम दे रहा है, then only it will give outcome on paper, right? अगर आपके ब्रेन में ही वो लॉजिक अच्छी तरीके से चल नहीं रहा, तो obviously on paper also it will be a wrong thing. That is something with respect to the Google Groups and G Suite activity. Remember, now this will be our from next session onwards. For the Saturday session, we are going to utilize this open subject session for the purpose of data structure and algorithm only. Because remember, this is a one credit subject, that is open subject of G Suite. We have almost complied with the and whatever the study material is with you at the Google Classroom, that is sufficient for you for the one credit. And we have also taken as many as lectures for the Google Classroom also. And you are using Google Classroom and G Suite as a part of your regular academics also. That's why to comply with the syllabus of the university subject of the data structure and algorithm, we will utilize this Saturday session of 8 to 9, which is of open subject 1, for the purpose of data structure and algorithm from the next week onwards. Remember, during the examination also, your regular academics is going to be there as per timetable only. You are going to face your examination during 3 to 4 p.m. That's why whatever timetable is there from 8 to onwards, 8 a.m. morning onward, it will be there. And along with that, you are having your internal or concurrent evaluation MCQ running from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. at your Google Classroom. Okay, that is something with respect to the our open subject one. Let me stop the share. Those who have not yet marked your attendance, please mark your attendance. Let me see at the chat box. Many of you have marked, but I will request that अगर अपने से किसी का markup रह गया है, then please mark your attendance. Okay, and at the end of session again remark your attendance. That is some Google Classroom. Now we will discuss one more technology solutions in this session. Okay. Day before yesterday, I have shared one video on your WhatsApp group that there comes one delivery boy and he's just offer them some free of cost, or you can say a surprise gift, and unknowingly that person gives him his card for the transaction on the swipe machine, and he swipes that card, and afterwards they came to know that the amount is being deducted, like 20,000 or some amount is being deducted frequently from his bank account. Now, what kind of technology solution we can provide to avoid such kind of incidences? At the end of that video, हमने देखा था कि there was a one instruction given by the video editor that we should not use the card, debit or credit card or ATM card at such places where you have any, you are suspecting something. Then you should not use your card. That is a physical solution, that you should not use your card. But nowadays it is a digital era. We are going for the cashless economy, and then it is the essentiality to use such a cards at each and every places. Then how we can make our card that transaction safe and secure? Now the forum is open for the discussion. Anybody can unmute herself and share his or her opinion. You have gone through your video many times. मैंने वीडियो के साथ आपको शेयर भी किया था कि please think on such a technology solution we shall be discussing. So anybody wish to share anything that how technically we can make such a transaction secured? Yes, Sauta, can you share something? Or anybody else? Triveni Bhaviskar, can you have any expert opinion on this? By giving you such a technology solution ideas, we are actually helping to our own boost that we will be able to think logically. Okay, set a strong and complex password that cannot be Niharika. That cannot be a proper solution. Okay, that cannot be a proper solution. क्योंकि आप स्वाइप तो कर रहे हैं, आपके बैंक का सब वहां पे डिटेल उसके हाथ में चला जा रहा है. जब आप कार्ड स्वाइप करते तो अलॉन्ग विद कार्ड में जो आपका पासवर्ड स्टोर है वो भी स्वाइप होके उसके तरफ चलने वाला है. Last 5 minutes are remaining. Please share your ideas, your opinions. Think technically. Shradesh, can you share something? Remember, you are the guys of NCA course. Okay, you are going to face your aptitudes and technical interviews at many of the any of the where you wish to do the your career interview में आपको ऐसे ही situation based कोई पूछा जाएगा, then you should be able to answer back. Okay, please remember that this will enhance your thinking capabilities. So please be interactive. Please be thought prone. Okay, जैसे हम accident prone area होता है ना, our brain should always be the thought prone. Okay, each and every point logically he should be able to rationalize thinking. आप में से किसी ने वो वीडियो नहीं देखा, ऐसे कोई है ग्रुप के ऊपर आपने वीडियो देखा नहीं? मार्क योर अटेंडेंस दोज हु आर लेट कमर, अभी अभी ज्वाइन हुए, वी आर वेलकम टू द सेशन, प्लीज बी ऑन टाइम, यू आर वेस्टिंग योर टाइम नॉट माइंड टाइम. रिमेंबर द इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ टाइम इज अ बेस्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट. अगर आप वहां वही इन्वेस्टमेंट वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, देन इट्स अप टू यू. Yes, can anybody elaborate on that idea, that how we can make the swipe machine operation more secured using card? जो भी आप डेबिट या क्रेडिट कार्ड वहां पे स्वाइप करते हैं, the one option came that the setting a strong and complex password, but remember that password is stored at the card only. जब आप स्वाइप करते हो तो वो उसके साथ वो पासवर्ड भी उस मशीन में चला जाने वाला है, विच इज अ ग्रे मार्केट वन. ओके, यानी कि वो फेक ये है, स्वाइप मशीन है. By using that password, you can able to withdraw any kind of amount, any kind of operation on your bank account. He can make easily make your clone of your card. He can easily make the clone of your card. Who is Rajesh Baviskar? Is there anybody with the Baviskar surname at our class? I don't remember Baviskar. Triveni Baviskar. You are there, na? Then why you are re-entering again? Triveni Baviskar, are you there? So, विवेक चौधरी, राजेश बाविस्कर कोण आहेत? त्यांच्या नावाने आपण कवर लॉग इन होत आहेत. त्रिवेणी बाविस्कर, तुम्ही ऑलरेडी इन आहात ना? प्लीज एंटर लॉग इन विथ द प्रॉपर नेम. Mark your attendance, those who have not yet mark your attendance. Okay, now last 2 minutes, let me share the some of the suggestion with respect to the technology solution with you. Remember, no solution is always the last solution. Okay, as we have discussed at our physical sessions in the last month, there is always the better solution available in case of any kind of technology. That's why it is said as the technology is ever growing field, the technology field. Okay, but now we can have the more. Okay, we can send OTP to register number. That is one of the solution given by the Ritiksha Deshmukh. But you can change the registered mobile number also. What I am saying that if you should, your card should not be get access at that such a fake swipe machine. Okay, अगर आप वहाँ पे swipe कर रहे हैं, तो obviously your card details along with your registered mobile number is going to be compromised. Okay, with that person who is going to use it illegally. So they, okay, that's a OTP sharing is one kind of the thing, but it is always not working. Okay, that's why the one field or one technology solution suggestion is that now we have seen the 2 point that the setting a complex password, strong password, and second that is the OTP, or else we can use the biometric as well. But every time setting a biometric, you are making access mechanism more complex. Okay, Ritiksha, it's not means your system should be the user friendly. Always suppose for the sake of paying only 50 rupees online, अगर आपको biometric करने का है, then it is not a user friendly access mechanism. Your system should be the user friendly. Okay, as like जैसे आप आपके पॉकेट में से पर्स में से 50 रुपए की नोट निकल के सामने वाले को देते, that should be the that way simpler. Technology should make it that way simpler, simpler. Okay, and for such a purpose, your card should have the acknowledgement flag, or you can say the one flag setting wherein he will, or that card will identify whether the swipe machine is genuine one or not. If the swipe machine is genuine, then and only then and only then your swipe transaction will be initiated. What I am saying, initiated. And afterwards, if the swipe transaction is okay, means whatever the credentials are okay, then it will be completed. Then it will be successfully completed. Means your password is okay, your OTP is okay. That is a later point. लेकिन सबसे पहले इनिशिएट कब होगा? जब आपका स्वाइप मशीन एथेंटिकेट वन है, ये वहां पे कार्ड खुद होके तय करेगा. ओके, एज लाइक व्हेन यू आर परचेसिंग एनीथिंग. ओके, आप कोई भी एक फिजिकल सर्विस या फिजिकल कमोडिटी परचेस करते हैं, फिजिकल प्रोडक्ट परचेस करते हैं, तो आप क्या देखते हैं? उसके ऊपर एक मार्क देखते हैं कि ओके उसके ऊपर आईएसआई मार्क है क्या नहीं. दैट इज अ एक्नॉलेजमेंट फ्लैग. जब आपके ब्रेन को एक्नॉलेज होता है यस इट इज अ आईएसआई मार्क, then only you are purchasing that commodity and that product. The same way, technically, there should be the flag setting that can acknowledge that the whether swipe machine is authenticated one or not. It is not a fake one. मीन्स आपको जो भी स्वाइप मशीन मैन्युफैक्चरर है, वहां पे ये स्वाइप मशीन मैन्युफैक्चरर आर अंडर द you can say the under the government of India. They have been given that license, okay, and they have been always coordinating with the some of the financial institutes. Okay, HDFC का स्वाइप मशीन अलग होता है, हर एक बैंक के स्वाइप मशीन मैन्युफैक्चरर अलग होते हैं, एंड दे आर कोऑर्डिनेटिंग विद दैट काइंड ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट. फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट मींस व्हाट? बैंकिंग. ओके, जो भी बैंक्स वगैरह होते हैं, म्यूचुअल फंड्स वगैरह की एजेंसीज होते हैं, दे आर बीन कॉल्ड एज अ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट. तो वहां पे आपको, अगर आपने वहां पे ऑथेंटिकेट किया, देन इट इज विल बी हेल्पफुल. निहारिका इज सेइंग दैट द सिक्योरिंग स्वाइप मशीन with the help of biometric security or face recognition, again that you are making the access mechanism complex one. Okay, जैसे अगर आपको खाली 50 रुपए ऑनलाइन पे करने, उसके लिए आप आई रेटिना स्कैन करेंगे, उसके लिए फेस रिकॉग्निशन का सॉफ्टवेयर वहां पे डालेंगे, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी डालेंगे, उसके लिए और अलग से इंटरफेस देंगे, देन यू आर मेकिंग दैट एक्सेस मैकेनिज्म कॉम्प्लेक्स. इट शुड बी हैंडी वन ऑल्सो. ओके, जैसे स्वाइप मशीन आपका हैंडी होता है, अगर आपने वहां पे फेस रिकॉग्निशन डाला तो उसके साथ कैमरा देना पड़ेगा, उसके साथ फिर से कोई सेंसर, बायोमेट्रिक के लिए सेंसर देना पड़ेगा. that is making your hardware cost more and more. Okay, it should be the technically and economically physical. Okay, economically भी वो physical होना चाहिए. Okay, that is something with respect to that technology solution idea suggestion. You can elaborate on this at the WhatsApp group also. What I am suggesting you that the setting a technical flag during the by the code. Okay, that will identify whether the swipe machine is authenticated one or not. If it is authenticated, then only the swipe transaction will be initiated. What I'm saying, initiated. Otherwise, it will be rejected. Otherwise, it will be rejected. Yes, Sauta, you have shared the one correct website, that is a Mastercard's website with respect to the biometric cards and safety and security parameters. It's a good one. All of us go through your chat box. It's a very really good. Less than a 5-10 seconds remain. So it's a very good interaction with all of you. First, I am expecting same interaction again and again with you in the physical mode also. Hope pandemic and lockdown will over soon. Wish you great day ahead. Do attend our today's Saturday's session, industry seminar of the Dr. Tiwari sir without fail. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Mark to that Sauta Bachcha's posting at your